is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show.
Hello, everybody. This is Mr. G, and welcome to another fun-filled, exciting episode of the Midlife Pop Culture Show. I hope everybody had a fabulous holiday. I hope you were able to relax a little bit, and I'm going to have some fun with you right now. We're going to play a game today called Where Do You Think Mr. G Is Going? And it basically sounds like it is. What happened was over the Thanksgiving holiday, I took my 9-year-old granddaughter out for the day, and I took some pictures as grandfathers do, and I went to this really cool place. And of course, always in the back of my mind, how can I make the Midlife Pop Culture family of viewers satisfied? I came back, and now it's been a few weeks since I did a show, and I have these pictures. So I figured, hey, why don't we just do Where Do You Think Mr. G's Going on the next show? And here I am, ready to play. Where do you think Mr. G's going? Call on in, 603-785-0259. Place your guess, put in your bet, and here we go. Okay, listen to this nice little song that goes along with this.
Where do you think Mr. G is off to? Where do you think? Where do you think Mr. G is going? Where do you think? Come on now and guess with me. Where do you think Mr. G is going? Where do you think Mr. G is going? Dial 603-785-0259 to make your guess.
All right, so it looked like just sort of a... could you put that slide up there? Is that possible? All right, so here we are. Let's take a look. I see a Caldwell Banker, it looks like. It's a beautiful day, beautiful fall day. So, guess where I think I'm going, okay? 603-785-0259. Let's go to the next slide, take a look. Okay, now, wow, this doesn't really give you a lot of hint here. I'm going on a beautiful New England. If you want to call in, of course, the first one that calls in has a better chance of winning. And it sort of feels to me that I'm heading north. Kyle, my fabulous producer, does that seem about right to you? Well, look like I'm heading north.
It looks like you are on the on-ramp to 293 North, and the picture before was the Massapequa Circle.
Oh, okay. Well, Kyle, as you can see, is
or Amoskeag Circle.
Is right on that. It was correct. So I'm heading on to 293, and if we get the next slide, please. Ooh, okay. So here we have a nice shot of a toll plaza that I'm going up to, and I don't want to date myself, but I remember when toll plazas used to be 50 cents, 2 quarters, then it went up to 75 cents, then it went up to $1, then they had these things called tokens, where you would buy a $10 roll of tokens for $5, but now, of course, we just fly by on our Easy Pass, so it looks like I'm heading up north. I'm heading that.
Hello, Mr. J.
Oh my goodness, we have a call.
This from the community.
How are you doing?
Mr. J.
Hi.
I think that you are headed up to Santa's village with your lovely, lovely granddaughter that you talk so much about. Now, I think you're going to be taking up to Santa's village, which is a great place for someone to go. It's really a beautiful sight. And it's a pleasure, I tell you, to play Where Do You Think Mr. G Is Going? This is another big moment in my life, Mr. G, and Gilderhart and myself just want to wish you a fantastic trip up there. And of course, you know, I usually win these great games that you play on your fantastic show, the Midlife Pop Culture Show. So, Mr. G, it's been a pleasure. And Godspeed, and we'll talk to you soon. And let me know if I win and what prize you're giving out.
Well, thank you, Agnes.
Hello, Mr. G.
Agnes is a longtime caller, loyal fan of the Midlife Pop Culture Show. And her guess was Santa's Village. Santa's Village. Kyle, what's your thoughts? You want to take a shot here of where I'm going?
That's a long drive up to Jefferson for Santa's Village. So I'm going to guess that you're going to go to, not that far. I'm thinking you're going to go to Lincoln to see the Polar Capes.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have Kyle. Think I'm going up to the Polar Caves, and I like, Kyle, the way you're thinking. Going up to Santa's Village. I've never been there, Kyle, and you say it's about 3 hours?
It's a 2.
Boy, that's a commitment.
Yeah, so you got 4 hours of driving for 3 hours of fun. So.
Okay. Good. Thanks for playing along. 603-785-0259. Midlife Pop Culture Show playing Where Do You Think Mr. G's Going? Let's take a next look at this picture here. Okay, so right now they say that foliage is beautiful in New Hampshire, and I agree. But I think this is just as beautiful when those trees start to separate a little bit, and it looks like there's a little more space as you're driving. You can see the sky kind of off to the distance there and through the trees. Just kind of my observation of my drive up here. And let's take another look at another one. Okay. So I'm driving by exit 11. I'm running by, and that, I believe, Kyle, that's where the toll booth is, exit 11. Is that true?
Yeah, so if you went to the right there,
yeah,
you would have the 50-cent toll.
Oh.
And you'd get to Hackett Hill Road and, Hooksett Road, I guess you'd get there.
Well,
and,
I think you'd be proud of me, Kyle, that I noticed that when you go up to 93, there's a split in the road that happens about a mile back, one side for Easy Pass and one side for cash, and there's more Easy Passes than there are cash. And a couple times that I've been up this way recently in the past 6 months or so, I was caught on the other side. If you're not in that cash lane, you cannot get over. If you're on the Easy Pass lane, you cannot get over to the cash lane unless you get it early, which I thought was, boy, if you don't know your way, boom, all this. And then, of course, you get a thank you letter about a couple weeks later from the great state of New Hampshire Transit, whatever they call themselves, that says you got to pay. And but then you have to go online and pay it. It costs like $1 more. Okay, enough of that foolishness.
Department of Transportation wants their money.
They want their money. But if you're trapped in there, you have to go through. You have to go through the Easy Pass. It's like, if you can kind of see it to the edge of that picture up on the far left, you can see how it kind of, they have the zipper wall up there, or that big heavy wall up. You can't get over. So if you're over on the other side, you're done. You're done, my friend. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, Lebanon, White River Junction. Okay. I will tell you that I didn't. That's going up south. Okay. We're still waiting for a phone call. 603-785-0259. Play. Where do you think Mr. G's going? We're going to be right back after this message about Ricky Mapleton's new song, Where Do You Think Mr. G Is Going, as well as all those other great songs. I just love that Ricky Mapleton. Okay, we'll be right back, and we'll play out with one of his songs.
Where do you think Mr. G is off to? Where do you think? Where do you think Mr. G is going? Where do you think? Come on now and guess with me. Where do you think Mr. G is going? Where do you think Mr. G is going? Dial 603-785-0259 to make your guess.
Hello, hello, hello. Mr. G back at the Midlife Pop Culture Show. Where do you think Mr. G's going episode? We have two guesses right now. I have Kyle, producer, guessing that I'm going up to, what did you say I was going, Kyle?
I'm thinking you're getting off exit 32 and going to the Polar Caves.
Polar Caves. You know, I haven't been to the Polar Caves in a while, and that sounds like a great thing. Our good friend Agnes said that I'm going up to Storyland or Santa's Village. Okay, and let's take another shot of where the next.
So we left off right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be hitting up 89 or staying on 93.
Let's take a look. What do I have next? Okay. Oh, so it's been a while now. Now, this is kind of a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming into Concord on Fort Eddy Road. What does that say?
So you went 93 to 393.
Is that how I went?
Yeah, and now you're getting off exit 1 on 393.
Really? Interesting. I was just following the good old Google Maps. And let me tell you something about Google Maps. I am not I don't like to drive to begin with. And boy, it really takes the edge off having that Google Maps on your phone. I mean, right on your screen of your car. I mean, I thought I was on 93, and Kyle's telling me I was on 3 different highways. I just remember getting on the highway. Anyways, we have a caller. Who's on the third seat? Oh, Mr. Tom Tomilson. Thank you very much for calling. Would you like to play? Where do you think I'm going?
Good afternoon, Mr. G.
Good afternoon, Tom.
This is Tom Tomilson, staunch Republican, and always a critic, yet a tremendous fan of the Midlife Pop Culture Show. I would like the opportunity to play Where is Mr. G Going, if that is okay with you, sir.
Tom, it's always a pleasure. Of course you can play, and this is not a political show,
Excellent.
But take your guess.
I believe you are taking a trip to the capital city of New Hampshire. Yes, I'm talking about Concord, New Hampshire, where our fantastic capital is.
Yes.
Where the representatives from throughout the state go there to make laws so this great state of ours does not turn into anarchy. Yes, I said anarchy.
Yes.
Tom Tomilson.
Yes, Tom.
Believes you're going to be going up to the Capitol.
Yep.
And you will be going to the many fabulous museums, restaurants, and cultural events that are available only in the capital city of Concord, New Hampshire. I'm saying this, sir, because I noticed that you are heading up north.
Yep.
It appears you're on 93.
Correct.
Heading up towards the great capital of Concord, New Hampshire. I hope I win.
Yes.
Just for the pride of the Tomilson family.
Yes.
This is Tom Tomilson. Signing off.
Tom Tomilson. You are one son of a gun. Boy, we have some intellects who like the show, and that makes me happy, Tom. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong quite yet, but I will say that if you can look up there on Fort Eddy Road, and you know, Concord is a really nice city, nice area, really nice. I've got great memories of Concord. I do enjoy going up there. I don't dread going up there. That is for sure. So let's take a look at our next. Let's take a look at our next picture of where we're going. Okay, so now I got off at the Fort Eddy Road exit where it said, what did it say there? Cultural Museum, or I forget what they called it now. Discovery Center. Discovery Center. Have a 9-year-older in the car. Perhaps somewhere like the Discovery Center probably wouldn't be a bad choice to go to. Let's see what our next caller has to say about that. Hello, are you there?
Oh, Mr. G!
Hello!
This is Englishy.
Hi.
It's so good to hear from you again, you cheeky little devil, you silver fox. Oh, Englishy was so happy to hear that you were doing this show today, and I would love to play Where Do You Think Mr. G is Going? Well, Mr. G, I know you are a very cultured person and would only want to bring your granddaughter to a place of great intellect. That's why I see there. The sign is up in Concord near Fort Eddy Road, and I believe you are taking her to the McCullough Shepherd Planetarium, Mr. G. Oh, the things you do, Mr. G. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you, too.
Oh, Mr. G.
Yes.
I am single now.
Oh.
It just didn't work out between us.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. G. I am just celebrating that the fact I get to talk to you, and I certainly hope that I win this game, and perhaps we may meet up in Concord someday, Mr. G. This is English, he's saying to all of you. Have a fabulous, fabulous evening. This is English, he's saying goodbye, and may your biscuits be tender. Oh, and your scones be delicious. Oh, Mr. G.
Yes.
I look forward to other shows on the Midlife Pop Culture Show.
English G, I got to kind of wrap this up here. Okay. Wow. Let me give you a little back history on that. Number one, English G, thank you for calling in. I'm sorry that your latest relationship did not work out. Things happened. If things happened when we went to the Alice Cooper concert, and Kyle, do you remember? I couldn't remember who English she was hanging out with at the Alice Cooper concert. I don't know if it was Tom Tomlinson she ended up hanging out with that night, or
I don't remember. That's a great question.
It was either Tom Tomlinson or Whacked Out Willie.
Whacked Out Willie at a Alice Cooper show, it just makes sense.
Well, do you remember that? Do you remember that show?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, and so what happened, ladies and gentlemen? You can go back and look at it. It's kind of fun. I took all four of them, of our loyal listeners, up to the Alice Cooper concert, and they ended up really enjoying each other's company. And I made a big deal about.
Left you in the dust.
They left me in the dust, but boy, what a show that was! It was a great evening, and it sounds like English's relationship with either Whacked Out Willie or Tom Tomlinson. I'm not quite sure. I think she was Tom Tomlinson is who she was. And Tom didn't mention anything about that. Neither did Agnes. They never mentioned anything about their relationships, which is kind of. But that's okay. That's okay. Water under the bridge. Englishy, I think you're great. I am not available. I always feel flattered, and that you even would consider. I'm not one that gets what's the word I'm looking for? Hit on? I don't know. I don't think she's hitting on me. In her English way, she's more or less showing an interest. Is that a good way of putting it, Kyle? Showing an interest?
There we go, yes.
Okay, showing an interest. Okay, so we appreciate that phone call. Let's go to the next slide, if you would, please. Oh, so I'm going to New Hampshire Technical Institute. Okay, so I did get off in Concord. And the next slide, please. Oh, I think this is a beautiful shot here. This is myself and my granddaughter. I got that shadow shot. I really thought that was a really beautiful shot. I'm no artist or anything, but I really think that's a beautiful shot. But that's just me. I hope you enjoyed that one at home. Okay, so let's take a look at the next picture. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, the gig is up. Kyle, where do you think I'm at?
I'm thinking you're at the Discovery Center.
No, close. Could you get back to the next picture, please? I'm still looking for people to call in. And the next picture after that, please. Okay, that might give it away. Any guess, Kyle?
You're at the McCullough Shepherd.
Yes.
Center.
Yes, I am. I am at the Christy McCullough. It's not the Christy McCullough anymore. When did they change that to?
I'm not sure. That's why I was hoping that I see Wasted Willie's trying to call in.
Oh no! Come on!
Yeah.
Mr. Okay, come on. How you doing, Whacked Out Willie?
This is Whacked Out Willie. And Mr. G,
yes,
I
sir.
heard you were doing a new Midlife Pop Culture Show. I went, wow. couldn't believe it, man. Because you know, man, you've been mentoring me now for a long time. I got it together. I know where it's been. I know it ain't no sin. I got a job. You know he ain't no slob, Mr. G.
Whoa.
I would like to play.
Word.
Where do you think Mr. G's going?
Well, Willie.
And I think you're going.
Yeah.
To Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Well, Willie, we already
up in Vermont. That's where I think you're going, Mr. G. Tell me I ain't right.
You still there, Willie?
Oh, wow. I didn't even look at the... Oh, man. So you're at the... Wow.
Easy now, Willie. Willie?
Mr. G.
Willie, we gotta wrap this up. You don't sound like you're in a good place.
King. I know a no fling, Mr. G. This is a whacked out Willie. Big fan of the Midlife Pop Culture Show. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So, Mr. G.
That means a lot coming from you.
Dig this, man.
Oh, boy.
I can't believe that I called up and you're already there.
Yeah.
I went, wow, and whacked out Willie saying, keep it real, keep it fresh. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Kyle,
seems like he had some half-baked Ben Jerry's from the sounds of it.
Boy, the last time I talked to Willie, he was in good spirits. He was talking clearly. He really seemed to have it together. He had a job. And there he sounded a little slurred in his speech, a little non-focused. Maybe that's why that English he said, I can't deal. Maybe he's fun to hang out with at an Alice Cooper concert, but I think maybe day to day he may kind of draw on your nerves. And he didn't even realize that we already told what the answer was. We told, Willie, Willie, drop me a line if you could. Maybe when can you realize what planet you're on? And I'd like to talk to you. Maybe I'm no psychiatrist or anything, but I'm just worried about you. Anyways, let's go back into the positive. Let's take a couple look at these pictures here. Okay, there we go. We're at the McCullough Aquarium, a quick tour. We got a couple minutes here. There's that beautiful Navy jet that was there. And then you walk in, and boy, it was a great day to go. It was empty. It was fantastic. It was open. When I walked in there and said, man, it's going to be open. I thought it was going to be wall-to-wall people, but it was nice and open. That's the main lobby. And could we go to the next picture, please? Here's a picture of the simulator. And this was a lot of fun. I was unable to land the shuttle. My granddaughter was trying to land the shuttle as well. That's a good picture right there. This is the lunar LEM. Probably the two highlights that I would say of the planetarium, besides the planetarium show, was these two exhibits: the lunar lander and the shuttle lander. Those are probably, I would say. And you know what? They did feel, oh, that's a nice little shot there. That's the space shuttle where you kind of control it going in. It looked a little, it was a classic game. It definitely hasn't been upgraded in many years, because I remember that when I brought my kids there, and it's kind of the same deal. But when you're 9 years old, this is the greatest thing ever. And I walked in there with an open mind, and I said, this is beautiful. And there's another shot of her playing that. Next slide, please. Okay, so, Kyle, my good man.
The final frontier.
You are the winner of today's Midlife Pop Culture Show. Where did Mr. G go?
Wow.
And to win, I am going to bring you lunch next time I show up, if you can answer the following questions regarding this slide. Would you willing to take the challenge?
I'm ready.
Okay, can you please tell me who is the main character right there being shown?
Spock.
What's his real name?
Leonard Nimoy.
Who was the navigator? Or give me some people that were in the ship. Give me some cast of characters. Who was it?
Kirk.
Yeah. Communications officer.
Ooh, it's been a little bit of time.
I think it's O'Hara.
O'Hara.
O'Hara. Who?
Yeah.
Chekhov. What was he?
He was the Russian.
Yeah, but what was his job?
He was the nuclear reactor.
He was the guy that pushed that sliding thing up and down,
yes.
up and down. And where was
Where was Leonard Nimoy from?
He was. In real life.
Yes.
In real life.
Yes.
Oh, I know he was from Klingon. No. He was from. His deal that he was half human and half. He was half human and half Vulcan. Yes. Okay.
Well, Leonard Nimoy, the actor himself, was from Boston.
Come on, really? I did not know that.
There you go.
Wow. But he was from the planet Vulcan, and he was one of the first interracial couples. That was kind of a weird theme
Huge
of that.
at the time.
Yes. His mother, I believe, played by June Lockhart. Whoa boy. Where's this coming from? I don't know. Was married to an actor who I don't know what his name was, and he had a hard childhood on Vulcan, from what I understand. The kids in
It's tough out there in outer space.
the other Vulcanites the little Vulcan kids picked on him a little, I think, because every once in a while he does show emotion, and when you're a Vulcan, you cannot show emotion. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's why some of those. Oh, Scotty! Can't forget Scotty.
That's what Scotty. Yes. Now, he's been on a lot of radio shows. Mr. Sulu.
George Takei. Can't forget about him.
And then they always had Security Officer 1 and 2, the red shirt guys. And when they went to a planet, him and Spock would go, and a couple security officers would go, and you knew that who was going to come back.
And Leonard McCoy was the other one that I couldn't think of.
McCoy.
McCoy.
Who was Bones? Wasn't that the doctor?
Bones was definitely the doctor, yes.
And that was McCoy. But there was a lot going on in that show. So and all my best to Leonard Nimoy, who recently passed away. But I think the legacy will live forever. How amazing that show was. Kyle, congratulations on winning. To my callers, thank you. To my lovely family, thank you. It's good to be alive. That ain't no jive. Get your elbows off the table. This ain't no horse's stable, but a respectable dining room table. This is Mr. G for the Midlife Pop Culture Show. We'll see you next time.
Is a Midlife Pop Culture Show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show.